Hi, I'm Amita. Come write with me, come create with me. As you can probably see from what I'm wearing, that I'm still in Edinburgh, like in my previous post, which was all about authors and creative people not wanting to go out because they find it so exhausting. I certainly do. So do check that post out if you haven't already. And today's post, what I want to post on is actually this question of envy. Now, when you read any articles about envy, very often they'll tell you don't compare your journey or where you are with anyone else's, or just focus on your your process, your craft, the journey that you're on, and instill gratitude and don't worry about what anyone else is doing or what anyone else has. Now, I actually think that's bullshit, because we all feel envy. I think it's a very human emotion. So to just say don't feel envy or don't compare yourself to other people, I don't think that's actually possible. There are some things you can do about it, and I kind of want to think out loud about what those might be, but it's not something that you can just talk yourself out of or just not feel because you're so saintly that you don't feel envy anymore because you're not comparing your journey to anyone else's. I don't believe that. Like, if you see toddlers in a nursery, one toddler will see another toddler with a toy that they like and they will just take it. And you might, have you ever been to a restaurant where you've ordered something and basically everyone else's plate around you, not even the people just on your table, but everyone else, and you're kind of sneaking a look to see, oh, okay, they've got like chips dripping with cheese, that looks quite nice, and the nachos, and why the hell did I get myself a nice pious salad? It could be that. But even when you haven't got yourself a nice pious salad, everyone else's food still looks nicer than yours. So I actually think there is nothing you can do about envy. Envy is normal and it's a human emotion, just like all the other gamut of human emotions that we have. What I have found is that there are times where, for example, okay, so the thing that I get irritable about and cross about is when I feel, because the publishing industry does this to you, right? You see lots of authors get a lot of hype. Yeah, I'll do another post on hype. Actually, I'm just thinking out loud. I will do another post on hype at some point. But when you see other authors getting that, and that there is always the element of envy, and there's always the element of why are they getting it and why am I not getting it? Now, it would be one thing if you could convince yourself as a writer, artist, as whatever your career is, if you could convince yourself that actually maybe they worked harder or they're more talented. If you could convince yourself of that, it may be slightly easier. But actually, you can see people who seem less talented or less hardworking get further than you, and for many, many reasons. You might want to refer back to my post on the 3 factors that determine success as a writer or creative person. So yes, you could justify it sometimes as, they are probably more deserving, or they've been at it longer, or they're just more talented. But other times you can't give yourself those reasons, and someone else might still be more successful, much further along, younger than you, all of that, shinier, have more hype. So envy is normal, and so I do get cross about that. There are times where I get depressed about it and I get really anxious about it, and it's around book launch time that hits many authors. Many times you can see lots of anxious, kind of sad tweets around the time that people get their book launches and their books out. So that's very normal. What I do is, I do let myself kind of sit with how awful it feels, and I do talk to people, my friends and my family that I trust, and they help me through that. But I do think in the end there's only one thing that really helps, and that's going back to your craft and saying, what can I do with this? And getting excited about a project, getting excited about your writing, getting excited about the next thing that you want to do. That is really the only solace, because external factors, remember, going back to my 3 factors that determine success, there are external factors that will contribute highly to how successful you are in a very market sense of success. Okay, but an internal sense of success and an internal sense of feeling like a creatively fulfilled person, that is in your hands. And that is where we honor our craft. That is where we go, my creativity is precious, and I will work my ass off to protect it. I will do another post on that as well. But that's the only thing that can help. The other thing is you could think about ways to get more strategic as well. How do I make this? What do other people do? Do they reach out to bloggers? Do they reach out to reviewers? Do they, all of those things? You could strategize a bit better. But again, remembering that success isn't always just something that you can completely control. It's not your talent that always determines it. It's not your hard work that always determines it. So keeping that in mind, but letting yourself be human and feeling it's okay to get cross when you feel that other people younger than you or whatever, more or less than you, are getting something that you want. It's okay to feel that way. Forgive yourself. Go back to your craft. Thank you for listening, and do subscribe and follow and like my posts so that I can keep on giving you this content, and it's all free, of course. And thank you for listening today. Good to see you.